In the previous video, I shared the story about the soccer coach, the referee, and lack of boundaries, and how boundaries provide safety and space for our children to thrive. So let's go into this a little bit deeper. What do boundaries provide? You know, our bodies have boundaries. We have skin. Otherwise, we just would be a lump of who knows what if we didn't have it. But boundaries release freedom to live and move and explore. Think about that soccer game. They also provide safety, security, and predictability. There is order. Even if you think about creation and the tides that come and go, the waves stop at a certain point. There's a boundary. Did you know your children, especially your teens, will develop self-control and responsibility to the extent that their parents have healthy boundaries? Over time, as your children experience external structure, you provide something for them that they cannot provide for themselves. And so as they grow up, they move from external structures towards internalizing it for themselves. Let me give you a basic example. You feed them healthy food when they're younger. They can't choose it for themselves. They just eat what you put in front of them. But as they get older, they make better choices. They internalize the need for healthy eating. And so they have that boundary around what they're going to eat and what they're not going to eat. When they're younger as well, you put certain boundaries around what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable. And so when they lose that or they experience a consequence from a boundary that they broke, they realize, oh, this is a choice I made. There's a consequence. Another example could be when my son was in a primary school, he used to have phys ed, and he would sometimes forget his swimming costume. He was in an all-boys school, and the one day he left his PT kit at home, and I said to him, well, Matt, I'm not bringing it for you. And he had to swim in his undies. Do you know that he never forgot his PT clothes again? Because there was a consequence. The boundary was that you put your clothing, your school clothes, your bag at the front door the night before, and then when we leave in the morning, because it's quite a rush, you just pick it up and off you go. And by him learning that I was not going to step in all the time, it was a safe space where he could experience that consequence, he remembered his PT kit. And so your children need to experience these lessons in life. Discipline is training and correction. And so it's not punishment, but we're going to get more into that a little later. Let your children experience consequences in a healthy way. It helps prepare them for life, because remember, if they don't experience some consequences, that you're not going to set them up to succeed when they're in the marketplace and when they're out of your home.